what's the range of Christian thinking on approaches to the environment? What's the range?
Well, there's one that probably most people are familiar with. Jesus is coming in a few years, so let it all burn, it doesn't matter. And I think that's one thing maybe Lynn White was able to build off of, that runs around in some circles. Other sides, it's much more conservative, has a conservatorship of nature. So there's been a range of conservative Christian thought on that, really.
Like in The Simpsons, they've got the tire fire just blocks from the church. That makes sense. What are the ranges? What else do you see as options? Not necessarily that you advocate, but that you see Christians advocating.
I guess in students, it seems like the default is to be hesitant. I think they're aware of some of these issues in a broad sense, and they don't quite know how to approach them. I think that there's a tendency to be skeptical, I guess, toward scientific insight or decisions that seem like they're coming from that arena, in part because it feels impenetrable, like I can't really understand it. And just last week, somebody told me that I was not supposed to eat eggs, and now eggs are going to be great for my health. There are these conflicting authoritarian scientific voices in the larger community that then are confusing when we come to specific issues in this space. So I think I get a sense of students being hesitant to actually form an opinion one way or another. They're being pulled in a lot of directions to study many, many different things. And so I think there's a great hesitance. So the range of positions actually is almost irrelevant to this type of person, because they come to it and they're basically paralyzed by the diverse sets of opinions. I think you really run the full range, not even the wait and see. It's darker than that. It's the who cares, all the way to the other side where things, where it's almost a borderline resacralization sort of approach to nature. So I think you find people who would at least self-identify as Christian within that huge range.
Among evangelicals, I think probably the predominant view is the who cares or skepticism. This has got to be a democratic issue. This is a liberal issue. This is not something that evangelicals ought to care about. If you're going to have a choice between saving souls or saving a tree, obviously you choose saving souls, right? Of course, it's never that simple. We all make choices all the time, but it's often regarded as an either or.
In terms of environmental ethics, Garry, what are the theories of ethics that are most helpful in approaching the environment, whether we're Christians or not?
There is certain value to utilitarian thinking where decisions that are made by policymakers, and David could speak to this, do need to consider what is the greatest good for the greatest number of the stakeholders involved, but it can't end there. And here a virtue approach, I think, is going to add to that and say, what do we do if we make a decision that looks for the greatest good for the greatest number, but involves a detriment to other people or to other species or even to an ecosystem? What can we do to compensate for that? And it will ask at times, when does the good of a landscape or the good of an endangered species trump a development?
Good question.
Biola University offers a variety of biblically centered degree programs, ranging from business to ministry to the arts and sciences. Visit biola.edu to find out how Biola could make a difference in your life.